Obligatory disclaimer up front. TikTok has been muting or taking down some of our videos within minutes of them being posted. So if you're watching this video on TikTok, I want to point out that this video is available on our YouTube channel as well. I'm also adding captions for the disclaimer in case it does get muted. Now that we got that out of the way, real quick up front. If you love your country, I need you to watch this whole ass video. The analytics metrics that we get on the back end of the channel show percentages of people who don't watch the whole video that we post. If you want to skip any of my other videos, today let it not be this one. Today's content is so serious that I'm not even putting Mikey in my video today. If you're new to this channel, fuck Donald Trump and fuck MAGA traitors. This ain't no safe space for bootlicking simps for a Wish.com wannabe fascist oligarch. Now that you know where I stand on things, if you're not a thoroughly triggered conservative snowflake who regularly gets cucked by descendants of Soviets, then you'll probably want to stick around for this. Maybe consider following the channel after you watch this video. Before I get into today's material, which is really fucking heavy, today I'm wearing the shirt for Old Blind Dog, a disabled veteran-owned company that creates barbecue sauces and meat rubs. Meat rub. Oh, come on, if I didn't say it, you would have. Hell, some of y'all son bitches are probably saying it with me. Anyway, so Old Blind Dog, or Oscar Bravo Delta, produces these amazing barbecue sauces. I need to stress up front that I am not getting paid to talk about it. I paid for this shirt and the sauces. I'm just sharing it with you because if you, like me, like to put delicious meat in your mouth, then you're gonna love this, especially if you're a grill master like your pal Big Sarge. Old Blind Dog doesn't use soy, peanuts, flour, or flour byproducts for those of you who are gluten-free, so that's a bonus. Right now, my favorite sauce is the jalapeno honey whiskey. It's made from like real sugar, real honey, real jalapenos, and real, quality whiskey. It's got a quick, fast punch up front, and then it kind of wears off a little bit. I put it on some chicken last night, and goddamn, it was like an orgasm in my mouth. I'm telling you about this because as a veteran, I support other veterans. And if you support your veterans and you like barbecue sauce or meat rubs, then check these dudes out and give them some business. Total class act all the way. I'm going to link them in the YouTube video description along with some other helpful links for voter interference, which leads me to the meat of the matter about which we're going to talk about today, which is a really awkward and formal way of saying the subject we're going to talk about today. Oh, before I forget, tomorrow we're doing a live stream on YouTube. We'll be talking with veterans from Tip of the Spear who are doing mine removal work in Ukraine, Slava Ukraini. Possibly tomorrow I'll be talking with Doug on Political Drain. I'm not sure yet though. I'm also interviewing a member of the Fam of Liberty today, Justine Lobello, and that will be coming out later this week. All right, Donald Trump has started ratcheting up his rhetoric about the quote-unquote enemies from within. For over a month, he's been promising his voter base that he's got a plan to deport 15 to 20 million people currently living in the United States, and that this plan will probably be bloody. That's a word that he has used. Now, I know there are some MAGA simps out there who are black, brown, Hispanic, Latino, Asian, Arab, gay, trans, whatever. I need y'all motherfuckers to understand something. You will not be spared when they come for you. Just because you vote for the guy doesn't mean that you're safe. Go ahead, proud Mexican American from Texas. Forget your driver's license one day and get pulled over. Fuck around and find out. See what happens. It wouldn't be the first time we've tried to forcibly deport an American citizen, and yes, it's illegal, but no, it doesn't stop anybody. Trump has also threatened to prosecute his political opponents, everybody from lawyers and donors and election officials, all the way to politicians, be they retired or sitting. You know what that is? That's called fascism. He's ramped up the rhetoric to a point where he said that the country should use military force to, and I quote, stop those radical left lunatics on election day. And then he goes on to suggest that the country should punish them for voting against him. Now, you'd think that this would automatically disqualify him and that legal action would be taken against a clear and present threat to democracy. But the news media just clutches its pearls and tries to sane-splain or sane-wash or whatever the fuck the pundits are calling it. And considering how many fucking legal cases have crashed against the breakers of Trump Tower and basically fizzled out or been nullified by the Supreme Court's decision that he can't be prosecuted, you're dreaming if you think that this country is going to do anything about it like throw his ass in prison. The Supreme Court has already ruled several different ways to protect Trump, and that's a direct consequence of Trump getting elected in 2016, by the way. Thank you, Bernie bros, and anyone but Hillary protest voters, and oh, Hillary's got the lock on this, I'm not even going to show up, people. Go fucking vote or this country is fucked. Remember January 6, 2021? Trump's rhetoric had already amplified shit to a frenzy, and it was weeks in the making that the radical right-wing fringe were plotting to storm the U.S. Capitol, possibly with assistance from MAGA traitors like Margarine Trader Greed. So what do you think is going to happen when this orange menace, this Velveeta Voldemort, this cadet Bone Spurs, this traitor, this Putin's cockholster, this Soviet cuck, this Benedict Donald, ramps up his followers to violence on election day. The crowd of Blue Lives Matter already beat the shit out of U.S. Capitol Police and tried to kill a fair number of them in an insurrection. They've already subverted a number of law enforcement officials, so don't rely on fascist law enforcement to come to your rescue. Speaking of January 6th, Donald Trump also compared January 6th insurrectionists who've been thrown in prison, and I should note that he himself has not even been charged with a crime, nor has he been punished. He compared the insurrectionists to Americans that the Roosevelt administration had placed in Japanese internment camps during World War II. First of all, I'm not Japanese, so I'm not qualified to speak on the massive racial and nationalistic injustice that they faced, but I am a conscientious American and an apt student of history. Japanese Americans did nothing wrong. They basically existed whilst being Japanese, and it's fucking stupid and ignorant to compare them to treasonous insurrectionists who committed major crimes in which people were hurt and killed. I need everybody watching this video to understand one simple thing. This dude is already setting the stage for violence, and he's already primed his voter base to reject the outcome of an election that does not go in his favor. The only saving grace that we will have is for you to stand up to any attempt to deter you from voting and to use official channels to report voter interference. The other thing that will hopefully save us will be such a massive voter turnout that the results just simply can't be denied. You can try to claim that 100 or a couple thousand votes are wrong, but when the vote is overwhelmingly blue, you can't ignore that. And on that note, a quick word of caution. Don't just blindly vote blue down ballot. You need to know who you are voting for. As an example, there's a MAGA conservative running in Georgia's District 11, aka Cobb County, the same blue dot in red state where we've seen contentious elections that finally netted us an extra Senate and House seat at the critical moment. This MAGA conservative is masquerading as a Democrat, hoping that you'll vote her in. Please make sure you know who the fuck you are voting for. Make sure you know what the fuck they're standing for. Don't be fooled just by party affiliation, because that's called sheep in wolf's clothing. So I asked you to understand that one simple thing, and now I'm going to ask you for one other thing. Share this video on every single social network that you have. I know a lot of you aren't on Twitter or Instagram or Facebook or whatever, but if you are, please go locate the Sons of Liberty channel on that platform and share the corresponding post that I make where we link this video there, as well as share it everywhere else that you've got. To all the traitor Donald Trump supporters that made it this far, fuck you very much and suck my girthy fat cock. Obligatory disclaimers. If you like the shirts and the hoodie that I wear during my videos, some of them, but not all of them, are available in the Sons of Liberty merch store, which is linked in the channel description. It's also in the YouTube video description, and it's in the Throatpunch at the end of our video. Yes, there is in fact a Safe for Work OnlyFans. It's currently safe for work, but maybe I'll start taking my clothes off and wearing nothing but a kilt, or less, if that'll get you to go out and fucking vote and stay dialed in. Anyone want to collab? Hit me up. Don't forget to go check out Old Blind Dog. Their website's going to be linked in the YouTube video description. And here's a little splash screen with their URL that I'll just handily type into MS Paint like a fucking pro. We have an Amazon wish list, and because some people have complained about the quality of the audio, even though I'm wearing like a lavalier mic, which I'm not in this one, the sound quality is still not as great as they think that it should be. So I'm going to call your bluff on that. I put up some things on our Amazon wish list, which is linked somewhere in some place. And if you want to help us improve the sound quality, you can pick us up a Zoom H4n recorder. You can pick us up a boom pole and a shotgun mic, whatever other crazy shit we put on our Amazon wish list, and let's see if that improves our sound quality. Are you a gamer? Even if you are or you aren't, you can always hang out with the Sons of Liberty admin team on our official Discord, and as per my last statement, that's linked in those places that I've talked about. And oh, by the way, it doesn't matter if you're a gamer or not, because Discord has a lot of different functions. If you like our content, we'd appreciate it if you'd follow us on all the socials, whichever ones you've got, including OnlyFans. We don't kink shame or we don't dime you out. I'd also appreciate it if you'd subscribe, like, and get notifications on our channel. It's a little bit of a different process on TikTok, but if you're on TikTok, then you already know that. You can help us extend our reach by sharing our video content, and you can help us beat the algorithm by leaving at least 7 words in the comments. Why 7? Because somebody who's way smarter than me has scienced the shit out of this, and they've determined the algorithm takes into account that at least 7 words means that it's more meaningful engagement than, say, just a drive-by LOL or whatever. So it decides, okay, 7, they took time to type all of that out, so let's see what else they watch, and then we'll recommend those videos to other people who have similar viewing preferences. If anything I said in my video upset you or otherwise offended you, I don't care. Yesterday, I referenced something called St Fuapap. That's actually an acronym for shut the fuck up as politely as possible, so you can lay your prayers and your complaints at the altar of St Fuapap, from whose holy book we learned the lesson of admin Tim 3:16. Get fucked and die mad about it. Hashtag not sorry, not sorry. 2 claps and a Rick. Go vote blue, but know who the fuck you're voting for and why. Also, fuck fascists and fuck Nazis. Woo!
And now it's time for the Throatpunch!
I shot this whole fucking video. It was beautiful. It was the most beautiful. Many people are saying it's the most beautiful that anybody everywhere has seen. It was perfect. I had like all kinds of funny shit in it. You're not going to believe that, but it's true. And then I watched the video and I realized I had like a stray beard hair that was like hanging down on the shirt. And I was fucking pissed because lightning doesn't strike twice in the same bottle, or I don't know how the fuck that acronym. I don't know how the fuck that saying goes, but you get what I mean, right? So this video, probably not as great as the other video would have been. But to make up for it... Alright, I lied. I said no Mikey, but here he is. Chilling out at the base of my little tripod here. That sauce was so good it'd make you slap your mama in the face. Actually, we don't condone domestic violence or elder abuse, so that's probably not going to make it into the video, so we'll just... I haven't heard back from the guy who I shook the dildo at as a goodbye since he complained about the last video where I talked about Big Johnson's and Arnold Palmer's Big Johnson and Trump's obsession with it. So I'm going to presume that that dude just peaced out. So, you know what's fucking cliche is salutes in military videos where they're like, yes sir, I'm going to take that hill. And the other guy's like, Godspeed, trooper, and then he's like, does a fucking cheesy salute. You know what's also fucking cliche is those boring ass officer speeches where they're like, I'm gonna give you some motivational words of wisdom, and we're not gonna go quietly, and we're gonna have a good fight, and we're gonna fight hard, and I hope to see all of you on the other side, even the people that don't like me as your commander, and don't anybody do anything stupid like make a big heroic sacrifice. That shit is so fucking lame. You know what? As a leader, I just want you to go out and do your fucking job. I don't need to motivate you because you're already motivated. Why? Because that's what a good leader is they keep their people fucking motivated no matter what. That's literally the definition of leadership, is motivating people to accomplish a thing. So if you gotta stand around and like have a big fucking emotional speech for dramatic effect to get people to do their jobs, you suck. So everybody that writes stuff like that, stop fucking doing it. I think a more effective strategy is to just like look at your troops and say a fucking funny one-liner like you're goddamn Arnold Schwarzenegger in an action film. And then be like, follow me, or something like that after that. How did we even get on this subject? You know what? That shit's going in the fucking outtakes. Fuck all that shit.